In 1995, at the peak of my business career, I was quietly asked to step aside and retire due to poor health. I had lived the abundant life. Abundant excesses of food, drink, drugs and life had left me broken physically and mentally. Had I not reunited with a man I had known in 1966 while living in Midway, North Carolina, perhaps my life would already be over. Most assuredly it would be a life riddled with pain and suffering from physical disease. But it's not. After reconnecting with Dr. Bob Delmontique in the summer of 1995, I established a plan to rebuild my body with a naturopathic-style blueprint. I was ridiculed and laughed at by family and friends alike. My dad called me a nut, but wait, he always called me that. I dabbled in health-related MLM. I became a diamond distributor for an MLM called Carbor. I became a certified microscopist. Not until I graduated from Clayton College did I fully find my dream. You see, after graduating from Clayton, I was equipped with enough knowledge to rebuild my body. In less than 5 years from the time I was retired from an Alzheimer's vice presidency, my body was transformed and my mind was clear. I knew things that I needed to share with the world. I bench pressed 245 lbs, weighed 185, had a 34 inches waist compared to 235 and a 46-inch waist when I retired. Of course, in 1990, the world was certainly not ready to hear my message. No, I don't believe that. I heard almost daily. In fact, for the first 10 years of my practice I could barely justify the expense of an office and its support. If you said I lost money as an naturopath, you would be correct. I remained proud and confident in my knowledge, but discouraged as few wished to accept my gifts. Then the turning point came. Every man has one or more in their life. It's what you do when that turning point comes. My father had been rushed to an emergency facility with what was related to him as a massive set of 5 blockages to his heart. His option was open heart surgery or death. Faced with that decision, he consulted the 2 people he loved the most, his wife Carrie and me. Neither of us was comfortable with the options, but we were also too timid to question the doctor. At about 8 p.m. that evening, my father looked at me and asked, "Son, what should I do?" Timidly I said that this doctor is a man you have confidence in and he is certainly capable, so do what you think is best. I lied. I knew in my heart I had betrayed my father, and to this day he bears a scar that he did not need to bear. He will tell you this today. He will tell you because after the operation I told my father of my betrayal and begged him to avoid the medications that would be prescribed in favor of a naturopathic regime of supplements and food choices. Well, with the support of his wife, he made the hard choice to ignore the advice of the doctor and walk the road less traveled. Each visit that my father made to his medical team, the doctors would remark about the astonishing way my father was recovering. They attributed it to their prescribed medications and intervention. My father, knowing he was not taking those medications, grew more indignant with each visit. Finally, after 3 years of hearing how remarkable was his recovery, he gathered the courage. It was a scene I hope to recreate in a movie someday, I recall.
Lee Gibson: "So Doc, you are sure you are not just telling me this to build my confidence? I truly am a remarkable recovery. I am even in better shape than before the blockages were discovered."
Doctor: "Yes, Lee, our intervention was timely and fortunate. With surgery to correct the blockages and the miracles of modern pharmaceuticals, you have beaten the odds and survived and even thrived."
Lee, pausing and taking a deep breath: "Doc, I gotta come clean with you. You know, my son is a naturopath, and after the operation he and my wife shared a different view about my circumstance than yours. My son even told me he betrayed me by not telling me his truth. So I was asked to avoid your prescribed meds and use his path and suggested protocols. My wife was convinced as well, so I decided to forego your meds. Each time I visited you, and was assured that I was doing great, I was simply shocked. You were describing my condition as being excellent and attributing it to you and your meds. All the time I was following my quack son, the naturopath. Is that not right?"
Well, the doctor was livid. He stood up and remarked, "Well, Lee, if you will not follow my guide and advice, I will not be responsible, and I cannot be your doctor. Please see your way out and do not make a follow-up appointment." With that dismissal, my fate was sealed. How could I ever again withhold my understanding from my fellow man about naturopathy and its principles for health and vitality? If my father had gained enough confidence to risk his life, then surely I had the courage to risk ridicule and disdain. Then something remarkable occurred. I began to investigate social media and began to harness its power. No longer was I restricted to a geographic radius and population near my offices. My voice could resonate as far as I could project. Today I project in 25 countries and all 50 states. I know that I will not be heard by many, but the ones that do hear and take action are enough for me to justify this labor of love. I am confident when I say to you, sickness is rare when you live a naturopathic life. Disease is rare when you live a naturopathic life. The prime cause of cancer is known since 1931. Migraine headaches can be cleared by you in less than 20 minutes. Vaccinations are dangerous. Risk-reward favors non-vaccination. Parasitic infestation of the body is a prime cause of pain and inflammation. You can be healthy and optimize your well-being. It's within your grasp. Come with me, I beg you. Discover of this site your answer to what is naturopathy. Then try a few simple protocols. The 7 steps is an easy and productive process. Then I challenge. No again. I beg you for the people in your life that depend on you. Take charge of your body, try naturopathy, and then decide it's right for you.